Yeah. Any doubts from yesterday class? Did you practice all test cases and programs I have given? If you are postponing practice, definitely you'll face problem in the next classes. So day by day, I will add yesterday topics to next topics and I'll continue. Okay? If you are not practicing and postponing, one fine day you'll feel so burdened. You'll struggle so much, okay? So that's why please try to practice. Okay. Now today we'll try to understand next topic, multiple catch blocks. Okay? Multiple catch blocks and its execution flow. Already you know a try can contain multiple catch blocks, right? Okay, tell me now. A try can contain multiple catch blocks. Then are all catch blocks are executed? A try can contain multiple catch blocks. Are all catch blocks are executed? No. Then which catch block is executed? Based on the exception raised in the try block, the catch block is executed. The matched catch block, the raised exception matched catch block is executed. Okay, na? The raised exception matched catch block is executed. Okay, I am going to write a small code like this. Here, I'm trying to write arcs of 0. Okay. When I write arcs of 0 and didn't pass any argument, then we will get what? Then what? We'll get array index out of bounds exception. And next, if I convert to integer or dot parse int of, hey, arcs of 0, then we will get catch of number format exception, right? If any division operator, arithmetic exception. Okay. Now tell me, here if you write a statement here, system.out.println, some number by 10 by 0, something like, then we'll get arithmetic exception we will get. Hope you got an idea. A catch block can contain a try block can contain multiple exceptions depending on the exceptions rising in the try block. Then which statement, which catch block executed? Catch block is executed depending on the exception raised in the try block. Okay. Assume that here, array index out of bounds, okay, arithmetic exception raised. All people understand? Execution flow, now I am trying to tell. If arithmetic exception is raised, each JVM will go directly to arithmetic exception catch block. Say yes or no. Will JVM directly go to arithmetic exception catch block? Just say yes or no. Okay, your right answer is right or wrong or least bother. No, because catch block is not a method to call. Background, what JVM will do? JVM will take this exception and will go to first catch block, inspecting the parameter matched or not. JVM asking the first catch block, is my exception matched to you? It is telling, get out, no. Oh, thank you. Then moving to next. My exception matched to you? No, get out. Oh, okay, thank you. Then is it matched to you? Yes, please take them. Understand my point? So catch block one by one will be inspected directly. It will not go to matched catch block. This is the execution flow. Hope you understand. If you ask me to show you proof, I cannot show you. Okay, I cannot show you like SOPLN. This is the flow of execution. Then I have a question, sir. I know from the statement, array index out of bounds or number formatter arithmetic exception. Okay, arithmetic exception raised. Okay, got clarity? Yeah? Right. Among these three, some exception rise we are understand. There is a chance that some unknown exception may rise. Some unknown exception may rise, right? Then how to catch that exception? Some unknown exception may rise. I want to catch that exception. How can I catch that exception? I don't want to terminate my program at any cost. Okay, I wanted to raise unknown exception. I want to handle unknown exception. That means I must take the parameter. I must define a catch block with a parameter common to all exceptions. Who is the parameter common? Throwable T. If I write throwable T, it is not only catching exceptions, it is also catching error type exceptions also. Na? Error type exceptions are coming because of JVM internal problems. Okay, if you catch JVM internal problems, you cannot do anything. You cannot recover. So catching error type exceptions is a bad idea. Okay, na? Catching throwable exception, error type exception is a bad idea, wrong design. So we must handle only exception type exceptions for recovering the situation. Further, what you need to do? You have to take exception E. Exception is a superclass of exception type exceptions. Hello, all you people understand? So tell me once again, multiple catch blocks and their execution flow. First point, a try can contain multiple catch blocks, no problem, it is allowed. Next, we will write multiple catch blocks based on the number of exceptions raised in the try block. Next, if you place multiple catch blocks, what is the order of execution of them? Okay, the catch block is executed depending on the exception raised in the program. Okay, exception raised in the try block. Okay, now is the exception directly hand over to the catch block? No, exception not directly hand over to the catch block. So every catch block is inspected to verify the given exception is matched to particular catch block or not. Okay, the next, if you want to catch even unknown exceptions, if you want 100% guarantee, if you want to 100% guarantee your program terminated normally, if you want 100% guarantee your program want to terminate normally, now we must provide backup catch block. What catch block this is called? backup catch block. I want to call it as backup catch block. Why I'm calling backup catch block? Because if all these three exceptions are not caught, then it will take care of catching that exception and terminating program normally. So backup catch block is meant for catching unknown exceptions coming from the try block. Sir, this logic I am only writing now, sir. How can unknown exceptions will come? Yeah, if you write logic, unknown exceptions will not come. But there is a chance you will call the methods which are defined by other programmer. Then other programmer from the method, what exceptions are throwing will not be fixed always. Maybe time to time that exception may be changed. When he change exception, today he's throwing array index out of bounds exception. Maybe tomorrow he want to throw index out of bounds exception. Some other time he want to store string index out of bounds exception. If he change exception in his program in future, that should not affect me. So that's why we must provide what? Backup catch block. Hope all you people understand up to now. Then now try to answer. Can I catch all exceptions by using single catch block? Can I catch all exceptions by using single catch block? Yes. Okay. Can I catch all exceptions by using single catch block? Yes, by writing catch of exception. Then my question is, when we can catch all exceptions by using single catch block, why I need multiple catch blocks? When should I choose multiple catch blocks and when should I choose single catch block? Can anybody tell me? When should we choose multiple catch blocks and when should I choose single catch block? If you write catch of arithmetic exception, inside the catch block, you are writing logic for array index out of bounds exception to handle. In catch of number format exception, you are writing logic to handle number format exception. You are writing logic in catch of arithmetic exception to handle arithmetic exception logic. Are you catching my point? If you write individual catch blocks, you can develop logic for that exception specific handling logic. If you write catch of exception, you should write common logic. So if your target is just stopping abnormal termination by catching any exception rising in the try block, then you must use catch of exception. No, our target is stopping abnormal termination and also want to display user understandable specific message based on the exception raised, or want to execute some logic specific to the raised exception. Again repeating, wanted to stop abnormal termination. Number two, want to display message specific to exception. Number three, want to execute some logic specific to the raised exception. In these three situations, we must go for what do you call multiple catch blocks. Do you understand my English? Do you understand my English? If your target is just stopping abnormal termination, then go for catch of exception. Single catch block, catch of exception. If your target is executing some logic specific to the raised exception, like displaying user understandable message or executing some business logic specific to exception raised, then you must use individual catch blocks. Okay. Can you write one program for me? Let's see whether you understood or not. Test it even. Develop a program to add 1 and 2, if, okay, 1 minute. Develop a program to read two integers from command line and divide them. If no exception raised, add 1 and 2. If AI OOBE raised, add 3 and 4. If NFE is raised, add 5, 6. If AE is raised, add 7, 8. Small program, okay, small budgie program. Try. Try to develop this code. Completed? Shall I write code? Able to hear me? Main method. So first I'm writing try block, catch off, array index out of bounds exception E, catch off, number format exception E, catch off, arithmetic exception E. Okay. Now first here I need to read what I want. If no exception raised, okay. First I need to read two values from keyboard, int a equal to integer dot parse int of args of 0, int b equal to integer dot parse int of args of 1, and int c equal to a by b. Okay. Then if no exception raised means control come to this line, right? Here what you write? system.out.println, system.out.println, what do you call we wanted 1 plus 2, right? If arithmetic array index out of bounds exception raised, system.out.println, system.out.println double okay, what do you write? 3 plus 4. Okay, if number format exception raised, okay, 5 plus 6, and if arithmetic exception raised, what do you call? 7 plus 8. Is it clear? This is the code I ask you to develop. Then how to run this program? Right click, run as Java application, run configuration. Okay, I'm not giving any values, run. We'll get 1 plus 2, 3. Hey, why test 0 rate running? Okay, array index out of bounds exception 3 plus 4, 7. Next, right click, run as, run configuration. Now here I am giving 10A. Then we get number format exception, 11 will come. Right click, run as, run configuration, arguments. Now I am giving 0. Arithmetic exception will get 7 plus 8, 15 will come. Right click, run as, run configuration, arguments. Here I am giving correct value 10 2. Then we will get 3. Is it clear? Okay, so what is the point we discussed from this program? From this program, we have understood inside a catch block, not only SOPLN statement, any statement which is allowed inside a method, we will develop. So exception handling code is nothing but exception handling code is nothing but exception handling code is nothing but any logic you write, any statement you write that is suitable to perform your operation. Sometimes SOPLN message, sometimes SOPLN statement with the logic or something, anything you can write, that is up to you. Okay, got clarity? Yeah? Right. So go back to previous program. Now, what are the points we discussed? A multiple catch blocks and their execution flow. We can write, I try with multiple catch blocks. Now, we will write multiple catch blocks based on, the exceptions raised in the try block. The catch block is executed depending on exception raised in the try block. Now JVM will inspect each catch block for the raised exception match statement. If you wanted to place different logic individual to each exception raised in the program, we go for multiple catch blocks. We want just to stop abnormal termination. Then we will go forward catch of exception. So if you want to catch always we want to catch any exception raised in the try block. At end of the all catches, it's recommended to write catch of exception 2. Okay, now it's recommended to write catch of exception 2. Okay, hope you got clarity on this point. Then I have a question now. Can you place these catch blocks in any order? Can you place the catch blocks in any order? Is there any rule? Okay, Is there any rule in placing catch blocks? Is there any rule placing catch block? Is there any rule placing catch block? Try to think. Try block, and now I am writing here catch of arithmetic exception E, and again I am writing arithmetic exception E. 2 times I am writing arithmetic exception. Is it allowed? After try block, I am placing arithmetic exception 2 times. Is it allowed? Can I duplicate catch blocks? Can I duplicate catch block? If you duplicate catch block, compiler software will throw error, because the arithmetic exception raised in the try block is already caught by this catch block. Then what the use of this catch block? So this is unnecessary. So compiler will throw error, unreachable catch block for arithmetic exception. It is already handled by the catch block for arithmetic exception. Okay, na? Next. Now I am placing something like this. First I am writing exception, then I am writing arithmetic exception. Is it allowed? First I am writing exception, then arithmetic exception. Is it allowed? Not allowed, because the arithmetic exception raised in the try block already caught by this exception. Na? What I told you, compiler software going for inspection. Is this raised exception matched it? Yes, then catch here. This exception will never executed. This exception is never executed. So what the rules in placing catch block? You cannot place multiple, you cannot duplicate the catch block, and we cannot place parent catch block before child catch block. If you place, compiler will throw error, exception already caught. If you are placing sibling catch blocks like arithmetic array index out of bounds exception, okay, arithmetic exception, sibling catch blocks, you can place any order, no problem. Okay, any order you can place, any order you can place, no objection. Only thing is parent and child catch blocks only you have to place in a proper order. Everyone understand? So that these are the rules you need to follow while working with multiple catch blocks. So this is the story about multiple catch blocks and their execution flow and the rules and the test program. Any doubts in this topic? Okay, hope you are following material. Page number yesterday I told you. What are the points I am trying to explain? All points are there in material. Because already points are there in material, just I am explaining and showing the program, okay? All points are coming to your brain. Or all points are coming to your brain. Hope no need to type everything here, right? Check material. Okay, now I wanted to ask you another question. Try to answer. What is the use of placing catch with exception? What is the use of placing catch of exception? For stopping abnormal termination by catching unknown exception. Here I will write a message. Don't pass. Sorry. Please pass 2 integers. Here I will write a message. Please pass only integers. Here we will write a message. Please don't pass 0 as second value. Okay. Here, what should I write? Okay, na? Hope you got clarity. What logic I should write here? We cannot write any logic. Can I write like this? System dot out dot println. Okay, some exception raised. Can I write some message, some exception raised? No, I cannot write. If I write some exception raised, it's confusion. When exception raised, as a programmer, I have to solve that exception. Unknown exception can solve by end user? No. Unknown exception should be solved by only programmer. Then we have to display complete error message to the programmer, right? We must display complete message to the programmer. Here I am writing system.out.println 10/0. Then the arithmetic exception is raised and it is caught by catch block. Arithmetic exception information stored inside E variable here. Now by using this E variable dot, by using this E variable, the object, the information available inside object I can retrieve now. The information available inside object we can retrieve. Yes or no? The information available inside object we can retrieve, right? Then tell me now. Inside exception class, we have three methods. First method is e.print extractors. There are so many methods. The first method is e.print extractors. Then observe what will be displayed here. Exception class name. Which exception, right? That exception class name, reason of the exception, and the line number where the exception is raised. Okay, na? Then, do you know, right? We have, whenever an object is displayed, if you want to display the information about that object, we will use a toString method, na? E.toString method. Okay, Control F11. What is displaying? Observe, it is displaying only exception class name and reason of the exception. It is not displaying error line. Okay, now the line number not displaying. Okay, we have also one more method. That method is get message. Okay, the method is get message. Get message, control F11, then it will display only message. So when an exception raised in the try block, if you want to display proper message, if you want to display proper message about that exception, then what I have to display? Okay, what I have to write? Now we have three methods defined in throwable class. Actually, it is not available in exception class. These methods are available in throwable class. In a throwable class, we have print stack trace method, we have toString method overridden, and we have get message method. You want a complete information about exception, then write e.display method. It displays exception class name, reason of the exception, and the line number. So that we will go to the particular line number and we will inspect why the exception is coming and we'll write the respective code there. Okay. And then next, I don't want complete information. I want only thread class. I want only exception class name and reason of the exception. Then use a toString method. Okay, I want only error message, then use e.get message. Based on your project, you have to use one of the three options. Okay, now tell me, whatever exception message coming, that error message of the exception want to show to end user. Then which method I should use? Print stack trace, toString method, get message method. I want to display the exception error message to end user. To the end user, thread class name, what do you call a line number, all the details are required for him? No, he need only error message. So which method I should call? e.get message method I will call. Okay, now I want to show error message to the programmer. I don't want to show error message to the end user. I want to show error message to the programmer. Programmer has to solve. Then you should use print stack trace method or toString method. Got clarity? Yeah. So what the point we discussed? Predefined methods. Throwable class predefined methods for displaying exception information. Okay, predefined methods for displaying exception information. Inside throwable class, we have three methods: print stack trace method, toString method, and get message method. Print stack trace method will display complete information about the exception class name, error message, and line number. Next, toString method display only exception class name and error message, and get message method will display only error message. Okay, now I'm going to write one more statement here. Please try to observe now. I want to throw exception. Either I am throwing or JVM throwing, whoever throwing. Either programmer we throw exception or JVM throwing exception. How an exception can be thrown? By using the keyword called throw. How can I return a value? By using return keyword. How can we throw an exception? By using throw keyword. So if you want to throw an exception, you must use throw keyword. If you want to report that exception to the programmer, you should use the throws keyword. If you want to catch that exception, you must use a try catch. Here 10 by 0 wrong operation. JVM implicitly throwing that exception by using throw keyword only. Okay, implicitly using throw keyword only, and then throw following by I wanted to throw. After here JVM throw exception, I caught one more time I want to throw, then throw following by exception available in e variable, then write e semicolon. Throw e semicolon. Then tell me, now if you throw exception, is this exception catched by this catch block? No, this exception catched by JVM, and JVM will catch the exception, display complete error message on the console. Tell me, JVM displaying error message contains what? Some additional information. What the initial information? Exception in thread main, thread in which the exception rise, and the class name, the exception class name, and the reason for the exception, and then line number. Okay, got clarity? Yeah. Then can you please carefully look at what is the difference between print stack trace method display and exception we display error message? print stack trace method display error message and JVM displaying error message. Have you seen any difference? Find out quickly. Have you seen any difference? Thread is the information. Thread, if the message starts with exception in thread main, this is throwing by JVM. Okay. If only class name error message is there, then it is a displaying by print stack trace method. Understand? Now tell me, you taken a project, okay, you got a job in working in company, a big project you are dealing, then suddenly you have seen exception message on the console. Okay. By seeing that exception message, can you take decision project terminated normally or abnormally? By seeing exception message, can you decide program terminated normally or abnormally? Can you decide by seeing that exception message, can you decide program terminated normally or abnormal? Simple. If error messages are coming from catch block by print stack trace method or by toString method or by get message method, it is a normal termination. If exception message is coming by JVM, it is abnormal termination. Then how can you say that this exception message is coming from whom? How can you say that exception message is coming from whom? By looking at thread error message. If the error message starting from exception in thread main, that is JVM throwing program terminated abnormal. Okay, got clarity? Please look into material. All these points are there. Today we discussed multiple catch blocks and their execution flow, and we discussed thread throwable class predefined methods. Look into the material. Find out all these points are there or not. Okay, everyone comfortable? Shall we go next point? Then try to answer. I'm asking one question. Think. I'm writing try block. Maybe some exceptions rise here the code. And writing catch block. Expecting some array index out of bounds exception will rise. So I wanted to catch that exception. And expecting, you know, uh, expecting some number format exception may rise. I want to catch that. Catch off. Expecting some arithmetic exception may come. I'm catching that. Okay. So try, catch, catch, catch. Then try to answer now. If no exception raised here, in try block, no exception raised. Catch blocks are not executed. Statement placed after try block will be executed. Next, if exception raised, the matching catch block is executed. Statements placed after try catch block will be executed. Exception raised in try block, no catch block is matched. Then the statements placed after try catch executed or not executed. Is my question understand? Exception raised in try block, no catch blocks are matched. No catch block is matched. Then the statements placed after try catch block are executed or not executed. Some people are telling executed, executed, executed. Oh my God. I don't know where you put your brain. Are you in the class? Are you in the class or somewhere else, Mr. Shiva Santosh? ఎప్పుడు ఇస్తావరా కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్? ఎప్పుడు చూసినా రాంగ్ ఆన్సర్సే. చాలా ఈగర్గా వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నా, ఒక్కసారన్నా రైట్ ఆన్సర్ ఇస్తావా అని. ఎప్పుడు రాంగ్ ఆన్సర్సే. ఆలోచించవా? ఒకసారన్నా ఆలోచించి ఆన్సర్ చేయరా అబ్బాయి. బిఫోర్ గివింగ్ ఆన్సర్ వన్ టైమ్ యూ థింక్. హారతి ఇస్తున్నారు. ఎవరికి ఇస్తున్నారు హారతి? నువ్వు అక్కడ ఎందుకున్నావు? క్లాస్ జరుగుతున్నావు, క్లాస్లో ఉండాలి కదా. జావా ఈజ్ యువర్ గాడ్ రా బాయ్. మరి పిలిస్తే ఆన్సర్ ఇవ్వకూడదు కదా. అదో ఇదో ఏదో ఒకటి చేయాలి, రెండు పనులు చేయకూడదు. సరే. Again I'm asking question, all you people try to think an answer. If exception not raised in the try block, program execution, normal termination, statements placed after try catch will be executed. If exception raised in the try block and catch block is matched, the matched catch block is executed, program terminated, normal statements placed after try catch will be executed. If exception raised in the try block, no catch block is matched, then program termination is abnormal exception caught by JVM. The statements placed after try catch are dash, fill the gap, or dash, executed or not executed. Or executed or not executed, or not executed, because program terminated abnormal. Okay. Now my question is, however, control come out of the try block. However, control come out of the try block, either with exception, either without exception, or with exception by catching, or without exception, with exception by catching, with exception by not catching. However, control come out of the try block, I want to execute some statement. Okay. However, control come out of the try block, I want to execute the statement compulsory. Then where I should place? You must place that statement in a try block, in all catch blocks. Then is it a code redundancy? If exception not raised, executed from the try block. If exception raised in the try block and catch block catching that exception, then from one of the catch block it is executed. But is it a code redundant? Na? And second problem, if unknown exception raised from the try block, that logic is not executed. So if you have some logic compulsory to execute when control come out of the try block, where I should place that logic? That is where you have a new concept called what? Finally block. What is the concept? Finally block. You must use finally block. Understand? Right. If I place some statement the finally block, in all cases finally block logic is executed. Exception not raised, output is, flow of execution is try final, after try catch final. If exception raised in the try block, catch block is matched, then try, then catch, then finally, after try catch finally, because normal flow. Exception raised in the try block, catch block is not matched, then try, and then what? Finally, after try catch finally, executed or not executed? Chalo answer first. After try catch finally, executed or not executed? Executed. After try catch finally, executed or not executed? Is my English understanding or not? Exception raised, but catch blocks are not matched. Finally executed, yes. After try catch finally executed or not executed? Array, finally block is not catching exception, Rabbi. If catch block is not catch exception, program termination normal or abnormal? Abnormal. Then after finally statements are executed or not executed? I am not asking question. I am not asking question finally executed or not. I am asking question, the statements placed inside method after try catch finally executed or not. Pooja? Oh my God. Pragati? And many people are telling that executed, I should break my head now. Not your head. I should break my head. In a try block exception rise means this method execution terminated here. And trying to catch, no catch block is not matched. Finally executed. Finally is a catching exception. Is finally catching exception, Pragati? Finally is finally catching exception. Finally is not catching exception. Finally just meant for executing some statements compulsory. Okay? Then the statements placed after finally are executed or not executed. Program already terminated. Control come to finally because finally meant for executing compulsory. After finally statements are executed, not executed. Not executed because method already terminated. Program already terminated. Pragati, understand? Pooja. Still any doubts? So tell me, what is finally, what the use of finally? What is finally, what the use of finally, when we must use finally? Finally is a keyword. It establishes a block of statements. It allows us to create block of statements to execute them compulsory when control come out of try block. Repeating again, finally is a keyword. It establishes a block where we can place some statements to execute compulsory when control come out of try block. Okay, what the point we are learning? Finally block. ఇప్పుడే నిద్ర లేచినట్టున్నాడు. ఓకే, కుంభకర్ణ నిద్ర. ఓకే, Narendra, your batch student is going Kumbhakarna sleeping. Okay, it's not normal sleeping, Kumbhakarna sleeping. Okay, if it is a normal sleeping, it's okay. It's not normal sleeping, it is a Kumbhakarna sleeping. Okay, tell me what is the first point. What is finally? Finally is a keyword. What it will do? It creates a block. What is the use of that block? It is used for placing some statements compulsory to execute when control come out of the try block. Okay, and tell me why we need actually finally when we have try catch already. If I want to place some statements compulsory to execute, if a finally block is not there, we have to place those statements in a try in all catch blocks. Then what is the problem? What is the problem if finally not available? We must place those statements in a try in all catch blocks. Then it leads to code redundancy. It has two problems: code redundancy and second problem. What is the second problem? If exception raised and not caught, those statements are not executed. Okay, na? What the problem if finally block is not there? Two problems: code redundancy, and second problem is the statements, those statements are not executed when exception is not caught. So finally we need to place. Okay, can you give me one real life example where finally block is useful? Okay, real life example. What type of code we write in finally block? Try to understand what type of code we write in finally block. In a try, we'll write business logic. In a catch, we'll write exception handling logic. In finally, what type of code we will write? In finally block, we will write cleanup code. According to projects, we will write cleanup code or resources releasing logic. Okay, cleanup code or resources releasing logic, or we can also write unreferencing logic. Objects unreferencing, objects unreferencing logic. Okay, all three are same. Okay, cleanup code, or it is called cleanup code, or resources releasing logic, or objects unreferencing logic. Any of the three lines. Okay, in finally block we don't place normal logic. The objects which we have created inside a try block, those objects we will unreference them or we will close them inside finally block. The objects created in the try block, we have to close them. Then we have two options. At the end of the try we close. If we close at the end of the try, there is no guarantee those statements are executed. because before the statement, if you raise some exception, now these statements are not executed, then control will go to catch block. Then we have to write the same logic in try, same logic in try, same logic in catch. Then we are writing 2 times, and moreover, when unknown exception rise, okay, the connections are not closed. Hence, we'll write those connection closing logic inside finally block. Everybody got clarity? Yeah? In finally, what type of logic we write? And now, here in the try block, I am creating connection object. Here I am creating connection. Database connection, connection con equal to null. I hope some of the people who are attending advanced Java can understand now. Statement STMT equal to null. Result set RS equal to null. Okay, and in the try block we will write con equal to what do you call it? Driver manager dot get connection of, okay, URL comma username comma password. Currently I'm giving all values are null because I'm not running this program. Okay, and we have to handle not array index out of bounds exception, we must handle SQL exception. SQL exception we need to handle. Then next I need to write STMT equal to con dot create statement, and then we write result set RS equal to STMT dot what do you call execute query of select star from, okay, select star from query we write. As of now I'm writing null. My target is only compilation. After these 3 connections are created, these 3 are database connections. After these 3 connections are created, here we are using it. After using, how to use? Now while rs dot next open bracket system dot out dot println rs dot get int of, right, rs dot get int of 1, rs dot get string of 2. Sir, I'm not understanding. I also not understand. This is advanced Java code. Get a double of 3, get string of 3, get double of 4. Okay, student number, student name, course fee. Tell me, by this time my database connections usage is completed. Then now what I need to do, I have to close connections. For closing connection I should write con dot close. Okay, STMT dot close, STMT dot close, and next RS dot close. Now my question, you have closed these 3 connections at end of the try block. In these 3 lines anywhere we got exception, and now are these 3 statements are executed? No. Then what to do? Place these 3 statements in the catch block also. Okay, place these statements in the catch block also. Here you should write inner try catch to catch exception of close SQL exception. Catch of SQL exception. Array, why it is not coming, Ravai? Okay, SQL exception E, and here we'll write E dot print stack trace because I don't know how to handle that exception EX. Because why? This E variable already created Under that, inside inner catch, you cannot write same E variable. In place of this E, we can write SQLE, SQL exception, and this E place you write SQL exception. Okay. Next, tell me. If you write try catch block inside try and inside catch, then how many times you are writing these statements? 2 times. So it is a bad programming. So instead of writing 2 places, what you do? Sun Micro system asking us to write inside where finally block. So now tell me, inside the finally block, this code is nothing but resources releasing logic or cleanup code. Understand? So this is the purpose of finally block. When to use finally block, why to use finally block? Understand? What is finally block? Why to use finally block? What type of logic we write inside finally block? Did you get clarity, all you people? Okay, all these points are clearly there in the material. Please try to go through finally block related all these points as it is, same explanation with the diagrams I have explained. So if you read it, you will understand. If you don't read it, you will not understand. You have to participate in the discussion. If you silently sit, can't do anything. And tell me. Okay. So next, what are the different syntaxes of finally block? What are the different syntaxes of finally block? And tell me. Finally block can be used in 2 ways. Try, following by catch off, and then following by after try catch, you can write finally. Okay. Also, you can write try following by finally. Also, you can write. Okay, either this syntax or this syntax, anything is allowed. Now I am expecting all the people answer. When to use this syntax, when to use this syntax. Is finally meant for a catching exception or only executing some statements compulsory? Finally is meant for only dash, only for executing some statement compulsory, but not meant for catching exception. Now try to answer now. Now try to answer now. When to use this syntax, when to use this syntax. When an exception rises in the try block, I want to catch and execute some statements compulsory and want to have normal termination. We should use a try catch final. When exception rises in the try block, I want to terminate abnormally, but I want to execute some statements compulsory. Then in that case, we should use a try finally. Understand? When to use a try catch finally, when to use a try finally. Catch exception and execute some statements compulsory, then try catch finally. Only execute some statements compulsory, then try finally. Okay, fine. So this is the basic idea about finally block. Now we have finally block execution test cases are there. Around 7 test cases are there. Those test cases we will try to understand in tomorrow class. Tomorrow class is very heavy class. So many execution flow points are coming. Okay, finally block execution flow. Finally with return statement execution flow. Inner try catch finally execution flow. Oh my God. Tomorrow you are going to cry like anything. Okay. So don't miss tomorrow class at any cost. Tomorrow class is very, very important class and very heavy class. And tomorrow class, if you completely understand, written test exam passing is very, very easy. Tomorrow class you can enjoy only if you practice up to now these programs. How many programs we covered? 22 points I have covered, 12 programs I covered. So tomorrow class you will understand only if you practice today class thoroughly. Okay, thank you. That's all for today class. See you tomorrow.